Can you believe we're already halfway through 2025? If your New Year's goals feel far away or you're wondering if it's too late to reset, this video is for you. Into this video, I'm walking you through my complete mid-year review and planning system, the exact steps I use to reflect, realign, and reset my goals for the rest of the year. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and I help ambitious women manage full-time work with creative side hustles without overwhelm and without burnout. My mid-year review system helps me track what's working, readjust what's not working, and realign with my big picture goals without shame or overwhelm. So grab your journal, your planner, your Google Doc, because we are diving into a system that will help you finish 2025 strong. Now, the very first step is reflect on the past 6 months. So let's look back, right? This part isn't about judging yourself. It is about getting honest and clear. And these are the prompts that I use. What were my top 3 wins so far? So you want to reflect on your top 3 wins, right? Even if it's simply just making progress towards you reaching a particular goal. So ensure that you celebrate those wins, right? Now you can celebrate more wins if you've had them, but I chose 3 because that gives it a balance, right? If you have reached one goal or you've made progress in all 3 goals, whatever that is, reflect and identify those 3 wins and ensure that you actually celebrate those wins. Be grateful and be thankful for the progress that you've made. It might be simple as consistently posting on YouTube every single week, succeeding to wake up at 5:30 sometimes, because I did not succeed every single day, but I choose to celebrate the progress because this is something that was hard for me. And launching the first phase of my productivity course. So these are just 3 wins that I just identified for myself, right? It doesn't have to be these huge wins. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It just has to be progress that you are making. So you do deserve to celebrate every single progress that you make towards reaching your goals. Now, the second prompt is what slowed me down or what distracted me. Think about the things that might have slowed you down or distracted you the past 6 months from reaching your creative side hustle goals, and you really want to be honest. For me, one of the distractions was the fact that I was trying to post on multiple platforms consistently. That stressed me out, that overwhelmed me, and that did not even push the needle towards me reaching my goals any faster. And I have discussed this in some of my previous videos, so you might want to check this video out if you want to learn more about that. Now, for you, it might be similar, or it might be you trying to do multiple things at a time, or you using multiple apps, right, or software or social media, or you comparing with others, right? It might be multiple or a variety of things that might have distracted you or slowed you down from making progress towards your side hustle goals. So you really want to reflect and be honest so you can tackle it head on. Now, the third prompt is, where did my time actually go? So what are you actually spending time on? Do you need to make any adjustments? I use a journal and I simply reflect and write this down. Right? So you can use a journal too. You can type it out. You can use this as a journaling session and go as detailed as you want. Now, the second step is reevaluate your goals. So now that we've reflected on the past 6 months, we have to realign. Know that your goals are not set in stone, and neither are your timelines. So I ask myself, are these goals still aligned with who I am right now, with my present circumstances? Are these goals aligned with what I want right now at this moment? Then I cut or shift things that feel forced or draining, or things that are outdated. Now, when we set goals, we really do not know what might happen a week from now, a month from now, or 3 months from now. So reevaluating your goals gives you an opportunity to make adjustments based on changing life circumstances or situations, whether they are good or not so good. For example, you can say, instead of launching 3 new projects, you're gonna focus on scaling what's already working. You're going to focus on staying consistent on the one that is already working. It doesn't have to be this huge change, right? It's just you again, after reflecting, making sure that you're realigning your goals to your present circumstances. Now, before we go ahead, please comment below, what is the one thing you're resetting for the second half of this year? And if you're struggling to manage your time between your full-time job and your creative goals, and you want to finally stop feeling overwhelmed and start making consistent progress towards your creative side hustle, go to the comment section or the description box below and book a call with me. And I just might be able to help you with that. Now, the third step to your mid-year review is resetting your planning system. This is where the shift really happens, right? Once you are clear on your priorities, what you want to do is you want to update the tools or software you use to support these priorities. So I use my monthly and weekly Notion planner to plan out the process of getting to my goals. I start by setting 2 to 3 milestones for the remainder of the year. So I write my monthly goals based on my milestones, and I have a board above my workstation where I write down my monthly goals. Like every beginning of month, I write down my monthly goals on that board. And this is so I can have a visual reminder and stay accountable to myself. Now, I use Google Calendar for time blocking, and at this point, I already have my consistent or recurring time blocks for my side hustle and for other areas of my life. Based on my goals reevaluation, I can go ahead and make adjustments to the blocks that are already scheduled. But if I do not need to do that, then I don't. That is why it's important to reevaluate, right? To make adjustments where needed. Now, the fourth step is rebuild your weekly routine. A big yearly vision means absolutely nothing if it doesn't show up in your week. And this is where I turn my goals into habits. So I block out time on my calendar for my tasks, which I talked about before. And not only that, but I do assign tasks to my blocks. So block out a specific time every single week on your calendar where you can use that time to plan for the week. This will most likely be on a Sunday, and you can call this your weekly planning and review session. Now, during this session, you want to ensure that you review next week's time block. If you've already set up a recurring time block on your calendar, go ahead and review your blocks for the following week. Make adjustments as needed, right? Based on your commitments for the following week, go ahead and make adjustments to your blocks if needed. It's very important that you have recurring blocks, right? People always say it's important to wake up at the same time every day, important to work at the same time, right? Stuff like that. So it's important for you to have like recurring blocks on your calendar because that helps you create a routine that helps you stay consistent. So time block your creative windows, right? Ensure you account for buffer blocks and rest days, right? Rest blocks, and make this non-negotiable. And then create a consistency goal, right? This one tip is very important. It can be as simple as I will show up every single week, even if it's imperfect. So consistency goals really just help you maintain a streak and helps you stay motivated, which is what you absolutely need in order to reach your goals. And the final step to your mid-year review process is recommit without pressure. So you do not need to overhaul everything, right? You just need to recommit to the next right step. So what I do is I write a commitment statement based on my milestones. And it can be as simple as this. Thank you, Father, for the last 6 months. I am grateful for blah, blah, blah. You address your wins for the last 6 months, which you've already evaluated at the first step, right? Now write down your milestones for the remainder of the year, which you've already identified. Thank you for strength and wisdom to pivot if and when necessary. And thank you for peace, joy, and rest in the process. Now, this is you just making a commitment to yourself to work towards these milestones without pressure. So you do not need a new year to start afresh. You just need a clear system and a commitment to start again, whether it's mid-year, quarter, month, or today. Now let this mid-year be the moment you reconnect with your dreams and move forward with purpose and peace. So if you're struggling to manage your time between your full-time job and your creative goals, and you want to finally start feeling overwhelmed and start making consistent progress with your creative side hustle, make sure you go down to the description box below or to the comment section and click the link to book a call with me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, watch the video on the screen next, and I will see you in the next one.